Ethan had always been dedicated to his job, putting in long hours to ensure everything ran smoothly. His wife, Claire, understood the demands of his position and supported him, often eating dinner alone while he worked late. They'd been married for 5 years, and Claire trusted him implicitly. However, Ethan had been distant lately, distracted by his job. Claire attributed it to stress at work, unaware of the real reason behind his behavior. That was until the day she surprised him with dinner at the office, only to catch him being kissed by his boss, Julia. Julia was a striking woman with an air of authority and confidence. She'd taken an interest in Ethan, praising his work and finding excuses to be around him. At first, Ethan thought it was harmless, but her advances became more obvious and relentless. Despite his attempts to keep things professional, Julia's persistence wore him down. As Claire watched in horror, Julia leaned in and kissed Ethan. Shocked, he pulled away, but not before Claire saw the whole scene unfold. Ethan tried to explain, but Claire was devastated. "Ethan, how could you?" she whispered, tears welling up in her eyes. Ethan jumped up, his face pale. "Claire, it's not what it looks like," he pleaded. Julia smirked and took a step back, letting the scene play out. Claire stepped back, her eyes filling with tears. "How could you string me along while you entertain your boss?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Ethan reached out, but Claire recoiled. "Please, Claire, let me explain," he begged. "Explain what?" "That you've been making excuses for months," she spat. Ethan took a deep breath. "I thought I could handle it, keep her at bay without causing a scene. I didn't want to lose my job." Julia spoke up, her voice dripping with amusement. "Ethan, let's not make this more complicated than it is. You enjoy working here. We make a great team." Claire looked between them, her heart breaking. "Ethan, you have to choose. It's either me or your job. I can't live like this, wondering if you're being honest or if you're with her." Ethan's mind raced as he looked at Claire, and then Julia. He loved his wife but was terrified of losing his career. He turned to Julia and said firmly, "Julia, this has to stop. I love my wife. I can't do this." Julia's eyes narrowed. "Think carefully, Ethan. This isn't just about us. Your position here and your future are at stake." Ethan took a deep breath and looked at Claire. "I've made my choice," he said softly. As Claire walked away, Ethan was left alone with Julia. He knew he had 1 week to make things right with his wife, or risk losing her forever. The tension between him and Julia was palpable as they parted ways. Ethan knew the road ahead would be difficult but was determined to make amends with Claire and fight for their marriage. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. Ethan had chosen love over ambition.